All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are guiding men to try and believe in Yahweh Shai, man, and telling us about things that they've already went through themselves, man. So that in the hope that they can try and warn us before we do them, right? And shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel, who are people that are going to be all in one mind, according to a same belief and patience in the faith of the saints, which is that we're going to escape this wicked society that we're living in and get our own kingdom and just have all the most beautiful things that you could ever imagine, man. And this is going to be a video on about being careful about trying to be a mighty man, man, and trying to like do things physically, man, right? And this is going to be from me saying it. It's a person that's like at once upon a time wanted to be like a combat sports athlete, which I'm not trying to say it to big up and puff on my chest and nothing like that, because the human body anyway is something that can so easily be it can so easily be ruined, to where all that so-called training that you thought you was doing in the past is just gone, and now that means nothing. That can easily happen, man. It can how it can easily take a man's strength away from him, man. And the human body is strong, but it's weak at the same time. This is Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 23. Does say, if Yahweh let not the wise man glory in his wisdom. So all that trying to be a smarty pants and all that kind of stuff, thinking that you just know everything, even that is not even nothing to get gassed up from. And I'm gonna even go as far as saying, even like knowing loads of things according to the scriptures is not even a reason to get swagged up, gassed up, neither, because that don't mean you're getting beaten up on the chariot, man. Getting beaten up on the chariot is not based on who willeth nor who runneth, but it's about God who showeth mercy. And there's a scripture that I like to read all the time, and I'm going to go to it right now, right? Whenever I start talking about this particular point, I like to always read, or I sometimes read this scripture. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 7. For who maketh thee to differ from another? And that's in every category. Oh, you're strong? Okay, who made you strong? Okay, you're tall? Okay, who made you tall? Okay, you're handsome? Who made you handsome? That is this one particular Jake out there, man. This one particular Jake, and I don't think I've ever seen any women treat another man like this in my life. Like, as far as even seeing it on the internet, man. Like, this guy always has got loads of beautiful women throwing themselves at him. Like, the guy, when it comes to women, they don't seem to be able to lose, right? But I wonder if he's ever thanked Yahweh for him being able to be like that, right? Because it's very rare that men would thank Yahweh for things like that, right? They start thinking, oh, I'm just a physical specimen and I'm just this and that. But I wonder how many times men thank Yahweh for making them physically strong, or even for making them physically appealing to women. Because the glory of a man is a woman, right? And men would rather be physically appealing to a woman than not, right? When men would rather women think that they're handsome than for women to think that they're not handsome. They'd much rather that. That's the preferred position, right? For who maketh thee to differ from another, and what hast thou that thou didst not receive? So anything that we have, we received it anyway. Any knowledge that we gain, we received it in the first place, man. And if you were gonna go around trying to act like you want to try and be a mighty man, right? Wanting to try and take vengeance in your own hands, well, Yahweh can easily set up a man that's more mighty than you to set you in a trap to make you see that you're not as strong as you thought you was. And I've got the screen that you can't see now, some martial artist guy, right, that does some style called a monkey style and that. And I'm looking at the way how this guy fights and looking at all the moves that he does and how he's been like practicing fighting and that. And the moves that this guy does and the things that he does, I can see the legitimacy in that, man. I can see that he's not joking around with his ability when it comes to fighting. But here's the thing. All of the training that this guy does, And I've only heard about this guy like from I heard about him yesterday, right? I seen about this guy yesterday, and I was like looking at some of the things that he's doing. Like, man, this guy really does understand fighting. He understands a lot of things that every single fighting style in this world really applies to combat sports and to fighting, man, in general, right? Into fighting, taking it all the way, not to, oh, I'm trying to win on points. No, to all the way. But if this guy is not of the elect, and it's not, he doesn't even look like a Jake to me, but I'm just taking that he could be an Israelite because he's got such a talent in any topic on this earth. If he's not an Israelite, he's gonna get destroyed anyway. So all that training ain't gonna mean nothing. It wouldn't mean nothing because you can't train physically yourself into the kingdom. There's not like a CrossFit training program, or if you do, like there's a workout program. There's a workout called Murph. It's called Murph. Not Murph like folly, Murph like, well, it's a person's name or whatever, but it's not spelled the same way as the Murph as in folly. It's not spelled Mirth. It's spelled Murph, right? And the workout's called Murph, and I think it involves running a mile. Then you gotta do. It's like 300 push-ups, I think. Then you gotta do no, I think it's 300 squats. Right? So you do the 1 mile run, then you do 300 squats, 200 push-ups, and 100 pull-ups, right? And then after all of that, you run a mile again, right? Now, I don't know about anybody else out there and what they think that's physically difficult to do, but that's a very hard workout. And it's a workout that I've never did, because 100 pull-ups in itself is tough to do, right? For a lot of people out here in this world, a 1 mile run is difficult to do, especially if you're saying, oh, I want to do the 1 mile run in a particular time. 300 squats in a row is difficult to do. And it's not obviously in a row without stopping, but for doing 300 squats in general is a thing that most people would find difficult. Doing 200 push-ups, right, is a thing that most people would find difficult. Most people can't do, like, I don't know, man, like 20 push-ups in a row. I think most average people in this world would struggle doing 20 push-ups in a row. And in this world, there's some men, right? And this isn't a thing to be ashamed if you can't do it, but in this world, there's some men that can't even do 10 full bodyweight press-ups, man. They have to go on their knees and do them and stuff like that. And this ain't anything to be embarrassed because it doesn't make you get salvation anyway. But I'm just pointing out that the whole thing of being strong has its benefit to a certain degree, but not really. Because this isn't the time of us being mighty men on a battlefield, man. And if you're really of the elected nation of Israel, well then you might have never had been like that in any lifetime of yours to a certain degree. You might have not been like the main soldier on a battlefield, nothing like that. You might have not. Them things might have been given to other men that didn't have the spirit like how Lord willing you have. For who maketh thee to differ from another, and what hast thou that thou didst not receive? So anything that we have, we received it anyway. So how can we glory in ourselves? And that includes the mighty man thing, man. It includes that, because that mighty man thing, it's good to know combat sports, man. And to know self-defense. I'd never say that it's not good to know that, because I understand the benefit of it and how it allows you to actually, through knowing those things, it sometimes makes you be less likely to take it there physically with people, right? But it's not going to get you no salvation though. Because then that would mean that all the people that are in the boxing champions and all these things, that they're going to get beamed up more than likely before us. But that's not true though, is it? As if and why dost thou glory? Now, if thou didst receive it, why dost thou glory as if thou hadst not received it? So why can you glory in yourself? If the thing that you are glorying in was something that was given to you anyway, how can you get carried away then? It wouldn't make no sense, right? Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 23. Thus saith Yahweh, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. So don't glory that you've got some 22-inch biceps, right? And then again, people that are able to do those things, I wonder how often their men thank Yahweh. I wonder how often women Thank Yahweh for their might. Like Yahweh gives them some crazy long hair, a beautiful face, some nice eyes, a nice physique, a nice natural body smell. I wonder how often women thank Yahweh for that. You know what I mean? I wonder how often the Israelite women that are out there in this society that, despite there being a curse on Israelite women's hair, they've still managed to have long, luxurious hair. I wonder how many of them thank Yahweh for that. Or do they just think, oh, that's me that did it. I'm the one that put the oils in my hair. I'm the one that was taking care of my hair. So that's me that did that. Or do they thank Yahweh? Because like when we do the Lord's Prayer, we're hoping for mercy when we do it, man. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth and this is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our debts as we for our debtors. That's the mercy part, man. That's the mercy part. And lead us not into temptation. That's again asking for mercy. And then you're acknowledging that the world is Yahweh's, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory, always and forever. Meaning there ain't going to be no time where Yahweh don't control the kingdoms of men. So you're asking Yahweh to not lead you into temptation. Because part of temptation can be you getting set up in a situation where someone that you can defeat in a fight tries you in a certain way, and then now you end up fighting, man. And there was recently, man, when over the last like week, I was having an annoyance in my life, right? And I was thinking carnal, man, but I didn't do nothing carnal though, right? I didn't do no like physically do nothing to nobody, nothing like that. But when elders and apostles and brothers was making videos, they don't know that they helped me with this scenario, but they were just naturally through the power of the Holy Spirit, let me say rather, talking about things to do with this, to do with not trying to take vengeance into your own hands, not doing this, not doing that, and Lord willing, the situation's gone now, without me having to do nothing like that. And then the situation was not even serious like that anyway. Now that I've been able to think spiritually, it wasn't even nothing like that anyway, and only required words to handle, which is what the scriptures speak about, right? That's what the scriptures speak about, is it not? Now, I did pray concerning the situation, right? And sent out some shalak rayam as well, according to the situation, man. But Satan was trying to make me think some other way, man. Because that's what he wants us to be like. Satan loves it when you get carnal. And if you get carnal, you have to accept and acknowledge that Satan made you do that, man. Satan makes you do things wants you to do things that's carnal. Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 12, for the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So the word is powerful enough to do all the destruction that's necessary without you having to physically do anything. If you physically hit somebody with a jab 1-2, uppercut to the jaw and all that, like damn, hit him with a front kick or whatever moves, right? Okay, they'll have they might have a black eye, whatever, broken this, broken that, right? Injured rib or whatever. But if you hit them with the word, they got a black eye spiritually. They got a broken rib spiritually, man. Fractured eye socket spiritually though, not real. And that's not gonna heal. They're gonna keep that black eye because it's spiritual. So they don't even gonna know, man. I'm feeling down in the dumps. They don't know they got a black eye. They don't know they got their heads swollen, man. They got a cocoa on their head and it. You know what I mean? They don't even know. They don't even know. They're like, what the hell am I feeling like? But it's because you've been attacked spiritually, not physical. You're spiritually attacked because the words crushed you and brought you down, chopped you down to size, man. Verse 13, neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight, but all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do. So they ain't no one they can try and front like, oh, this word ain't taking no effect on me. Sure, I don't believe in the Bible, so I think that the Bible only affects people that believe in it. It don't affect me. Yeah, right. It does affect you. And when you went home, you was crying. You tried to laugh at the Hebrew Israelites. Oh man, these men are just mad. These men don't know what they're talking about. Then you went home, yeah, and then you was like, oh shit, this ain't no joke. And then you started researching it, and then you started getting cut to the heart, man. And your own research cut you even further. And you tried to go on Google, are black people Israelites? Are the so-called white people Edomites? And you got on a forum, and it was like, you started getting into the dark parts of the internet, and you found out that they actually know that they are, but they're like, man, don't ever tell them. So what if we are? Who cares? I think it's kind of cool. And you've started seeing Edomites saying, I think it's kind of cool that we're Edomites anyway, because I do love the sword. I actually do. And yeah, I do like my meat red. So what? Is that so wrong? That's what some of you people, now I can't prove that that's happened, but that's what I believe, man. That's what makes me sleep better at night, knowing that you Edomites really try and hear about this word and try and mock it, and then you end up finding out, yeah, it actually is that. And the scoffing ends up turning into you realizing, because some of you people, you try and pretend like you don't hear the word, yeah. But then, how comes it is that all these people are making all these TikToks then? Because most of these people that are making these TikToks, right? Most of these people that make these TikToks mocking the Israelites, say, oh, they say that's right, and all this trying to mock the Israelites, right? Most of them people that do those videos, there's probably not any videos of them getting cut by the word on the internet after confronting a camp. There's probably not no videos of them doing that. So how is it that they are acknowledging the existence of the Israelite doctrine because they heard it and try to just pretend like they never heard it? But no, you can't pretend like you ain't heard this. You can't pretend that you have not heard that so-called black people that have been getting treated like garbage for their whole life have came up with a biblical answer as to why this is happening. You can't pretend that that's something that you can just put under the rug. Nah, they found a biblical answer as to why their life is crushed. A biblical answer. So you can't try and make it like, nah, they ain't did that. No, you can't try and make it like they ain't saying something that makes sense. Because you people in the world used to say that we are cursed. I've heard you. I've heard you say, oh, black people are cursed. But then when we say, yeah, we are, and we give the Bible as an explanation, you don't want to acknowledge it then, all of a sudden. All of a sudden now, yeah, you're cursed, but now you're the curse of Ham. If we're the curse of, even if you want to say we're the curse of Ham, that means you're still trying to use the Bible. And you know what, isn't that mad? Now that I just thought about that, isn't it mad that all these people that hate our guts, all these racists, yeah, used to be down to use the Bible to say that we're cursed when it was talking about the curse of Ham. That doesn't really have much specific details to the curses. But then when it came to saying that we're cursed on the curse of the 12 tribes of Israel, all of a sudden now, y'all ain't cursed. Nah, you ain't. Everyone's cursed. It wasn't funny that everyone wasn't cursed when there was saying that we got the curse of Ham. It was not everyone's cursed then. But all of a sudden, Deuteronomy 28, that specifically is mentioned for the 12 tribes of Israel, and our lives naturally match that. We didn't decide to bow down and go into slavery willingly so that we could say later on, 100 years, 400 years later, that's Deuteronomy 28 and 68 that was fulfilled. We didn't have no secret pact with our ancestors that they agreed to go through this so that later on in life, we're going to say that we're the 12 tribes of Israel after this. That didn't happen. The so-called black woman doesn't dislike the so-called black man so that she can say, yeah, that's Deuteronomy 28 and 56. No, she doesn't like us naturally right now because it's the curse manifesting on earth. That's what's taking place, man. And none of you people can try and make it like the word ain't affecting you. No, it does. You go home and you get rattled by it, man. And you start trying to disprove it, and you open up a bag of worms, and then you ended up realizing, man, this is true, you know. But then you don't want to acknowledge to us that it's true, because what benefit is that to you? What benefit would it be for an Edomite to go up to any Israelite camp and say, you know what, guys? I did some research, and you're right. I am an Edomite. I am going into captivity. You are supposed to rule the earth, and he has all my money, all my savings from my bank account, and I'm just willing to go and I'll just jump the line and be a captive now. Obviously, they're not going to do that. Obviously not. Why would they? I wouldn't if I was an Edomite. I'd lie as well. I'd put that puff at my enemies about, yeah, right, mate. And then be going home sweating. Oh, man, they're really knowing who they are. But when I'm in public, I'll be proud as hell. Faking, puffing up myself, pretending like I can't hear it. Yeah, right, mate. Yeah, right. I'd even say, you're wearing shower. I'd come with all the shower curtains talk. I'll be saying everything I can try and say. I'll be trying to point out every single non-elect Israelite 2/3 and that. You're saying you're chosen, but look at these people. Look at these. Is that chosen? I'll be a hypocrite, trying to only see what the Israelites are doing wrong and ignoring every other race, especially my own. I'd be all kind of hypocrite if I was an Edomite, but I'm not an Edomite though. I'm not. I don't believe that there's any chance that I'm an Edomite. I think there could be a chance that I'm not of the elect, of course, but I don't believe that I'm not an Israelite though. I don't believe that. Nah, I don't believe that, man. I don't believe that for a second, mate. Nah. And if that thought even came into my head, that would be Satan trying to deceive me, to make me think, to try and make me bug out. I don't believe I'm no Edomite. Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 23 does say, if Yahweh let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches. And it's very difficult for a rich man to not glory in his riches, because money makes people be frauds to you. Money makes people fraud off, man. Once people have money, or even people perceive that you have money, they treat you different for many reasons, to get comfortable, to try and rob you, because they think you're going to teach them how to get some money. When it comes to women, they do it because they want you to take them somewhere nice to eat. Like, women will actually somehow forget that they thought you was ugly. A woman could see a guy be like, who the fuck did? He ugly, he dusty nigga. Thinking he ain't shit because he had a Hawaiian t-shirt on and some like back cargo shorts and some sandals or something, or some bugged out outfit, and then she find out he's rich. Hey, handsome. So I mean, they'll forget they'll forget that you're short now. I can't date anything less than 6'2", 6'12", nigga. I need me a 6'12", nigga. Which I'm just joking when I say 6'12", it's 6'11", right? Then 7 foot. But they'll be like, man, I need me a 6'12", nigga. That's real soldier with 22-inch python pipes. And then the next thing, they find out a guy's rich. Hey, handsome. They're like, huh? What are you talking about? You said I look like Freddy Krueger last week. What you on about? Now I'm handsome. Even 50 Cent said that in the movie Get Rich or Die Trying. He said, I don't even know my name no more. Once he started getting money in the movie, he's like, I don't even know my name no more. They're calling me handsome. Right? That's how it is. I don't really hear too many women talk about Jay-Z looking like a camel no more, now that they found out that he's rich. I don't really hear about none of that camel talk that they used to say. None of that camel this, camel that. I don't really hear women bunning out what these billionaires look like, because they're thinking about paper, mate. So how often do rich men thank Yahweh for the money that they got and be like, thank you, Yahweh, for giving me this money so I can have this and have that and not have to worry about money and bills and rent, because these are things I understand that most people worry about these things, and you've gave me now the ability to not have to worry about these kind of things. Thank you, Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. How often do people do that? How often do people thank Yahweh for giving them wisdom and making them know things? How often do people thank Yahweh for giving their body strength, man? For even being able to complete a workout. Oh, I ran 3 miles today in 20 minutes. Oh, thank you, Yahweh, the Wadi Yahweh Bashem. How many people do that? Or you made me tall and this and thank you, the Wadi Yahweh Bashem. How many people do that? No, they think they did it. They think they earned it. Verse 24, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me. And we, Lord willing, do understand some things about Yahweh, man. Understandeth and knoweth me, that I am Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness. Some of the loving kindness that he gave us as Israelites is that he made us the chosen in the first place. He made us the vessels of mercy, meaning that no matter what the Israelites do, really, when you really look at it, they're going to be in the kingdom, all of them, either with everlasting life, meaning that they're going to just be never having no shame. That when the day of the Lord came, they sold out, or everlasting shame and contempt, meaning that they were one of the Israelites that didn't really do what was necessary, man. And then there's going to be eventually Israelites that were born, that are going to be born, that didn't exist in any previous kingdom, because all those spirits are going to eventually come back and be born on earth and live here, but there's going to eventually be new Israelites that didn't exist from anywhere. And what are they going to be then? They ain't going to say that there was part of any kingdom in the past. They're just going to be a new Israelite that don't know about Esau, don't know about none of that. Just literally didn't know about it, didn't ever sell out to Esau, didn't ever do anything, any of those things. Loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. We understand the judgments that Yahweh really says is supposed to happen for certain things that get done in this earth. For in these things I delight, saith Yahweh. Right? Yahweh delights in people that understand him, not that glory and get gassed up in himself, man. And not in that mighty man spirit where you want to think that you're like, you know what I mean? The mighty man thing, the knowing the self-defense and all these things, like, that's cool to know. But it's best, and the way how Yahweh's got it down here for us is that that's a thing that we can only really use in self-defense, man, because if you go too far with that, most people on this earth, anyway, here's a little, which most people know this anyway, but here's a thing that I've seen. Most people in this world, even men, they run their mouth, run it, talking up like they're just tough, the toughest guy they ever seen in the world. As soon as they get dusted off, before they even landed to the ground, they've already pressed 9 2 times, and they already need that third 9 press, and then they're calling the police. They're calling the authorities, even though they might have started the fight. Because the police is like an extra asset, an accessory in the fight that they're trying to play. I'm going to fight him. If I win, then, okay, I've whooped him because he was getting me on my nerves. But then, if I lose, he's going to jail. I'm going to make sure that, mate, I'm going to press everything. I'm going to press every charge possible, mate. And then what happens? Like, that mighty man thing, it's good to know self-defense and that, but this is just something that I've seen that, man, we have to not do that. Because like I said, there was a situation that I was thinking of them kind of things, and I didn't do it though, right? I just want to be clear about that. I didn't do nothing though. And the Howards fixed the situation anyway, right? He handled the situation for me, man. Right? I'm going to end the lesson there, man. Rebuke the mighty man spirit, man. Shalom to the elect, to the nation of Israel. Shalom.